Previously on Ghosts and Legends. To this writer and investigator, the Stone Lion Inn is the epitome of a haunted house. Footsteps emanated throughout the house, and doors continued to open and slam shut on their own. I felt this huge wave of energy just pulsate through me. The embalming table from the mortuary still resides in the house to this day. Between him and the bureau, I captured with my camera this fantastic white wisp between the two. One of the best pictures that I have. It was once the jewel of the Mississippi, the largest and most extravagant showboat ever built, the Goldenrod. Red Skelton's long career got a start on the Goldenrod Showboat, and many other famous performers graced its stage, such as Bob Hope. Now, this piece of American history, designated a national landmark in 1967, has one final act to play, an unfortunate date with the scrap pile.
Goldenrod was built in 1909 for $75,000, which equals about $1.36 million. It was the largest, most elaborately built showboat ever built for W.R. Markle. It was built with the unlimited metal credit issued, so he put every convenience known to the river into the Goldenrod. Now, in 22, it was sold over to the Minke brothers, and this place was taken over by Captain John William Minke. Captain Minke made this place famous. The Minke brothers owned a fleet of boats, showboats, towboats, everything you can imagine. The Hollywood would run 1 week ahead of schedule of this boat, and what it would do was play something a little different than this, and the first one would advertise for this one because this was the bigger and better and more attractive place to be. So they would get the people hooked on the first one, and they would really sell out on the second one. Minke actually had everything sold out before he landed. He was very good at this. He made this place famous. Christmas of 1967, it was designated as a National Historic Landmark. It was the year after, in 1968, that Captain Minke died here up in his apartment.
Captain John Minke, also known as Bill in St. Louis, put his heart and soul into the Goldenrod, spending the majority of his life owning and overseeing its operation. It appears he is still overseeing its operation in the afterlife.
The stairs, I've had someone pass me with enough force where it kind of, blew my hair back a little bit. Usually it's at stairwell, that entrance on the right. I have an audio of Captain Minke saying my name. It was also the side that I was going on whenever I said that I missed him, and he said it back.
It's Shauna, Captain Minke. I've missed you. It's Shauna, Captain Minke. I've missed you.
Tonight we're investigating the historic Goldenrod Showboat. It has been the largest and most extravagant showboat in the United States, in America. And unfortunately, it is now scheduled to be scrapped April 1. So this is one of the very last times it will ever be investigated. Shauna here has investigated it many times, and you have a few words you want to say about it?
I truly, honestly wish that everybody watching this can get a piece of this before it's gone, because it's a paranormal investigator's gold mine in here. So it's a very active place. It's got a lot of history, and I basically dare anybody that steps foot into it to not leave a piece of themselves behind and take a piece with them. So it's really a great place.
One of the things that I've talked about in the past is being able to pass on our knowledge and the things that we've learned in our lifetimes to the next generation. This here is a piece of American history, a piece of Americana that we are going to have to now, through the museum that's going to be put together and through the remaining videos like this, to pass down to the next generation of what had been an absolutely extravagant and era of splendor for the showboats on the Mississippi.
Do the spirits of the Goldenrod understand what is about to happen? As pieces of the boat begin to disappear, have they come to the realization that they are about to lose their home? While we investigated, we heard many loud bangs emanating from the hull, as if somebody was taking a large object and slamming it against the side. According to paranormal investigator Shauna Wankel, who has investigated there countless times, she has never heard these types of loud bangs before, and they were very different from the usual settling noises of the showboat.
Oh yeah, I put mine on hold. Over there. Can you tell me about the shows here? That's on the other side now. Somebody there?
If there's somebody coming on, you better not be human. It's on the other side of that door. Oh, listen.
That time. Go ahead, take your time, but please go ahead, keep coming closer. And we'll have a little chat. And another big bang. How did you get that?
There was one night.
Now, did you hear it?
Was that you? I thought maybe it was you, like your foot or something.
I don't see anything.
It should be noted that these loud bangs stopped after a period of time, as did all the other paranormal activity we had been experiencing that night. There were other small noises that we had been hearing throughout the night that we were able to debunk as coming from an open skylight, which we ended up closing. However, as we were discussing this possibility, we caught a very clear EVP telling us to go check the skylight.
But if it's not open, that's not.
Yeah, well, next time it's all here, we'll have to remember to check and make sure.
But if it's not open, that's not.
Yeah, well, next time it's all here, we'll have to remember to check and make sure.
As with most things over 100 years old, the Goldenrod Showboat is not without its tragedies. Victoria Ann lived and worked on the showboat, had a fling with the assistant captain, and wanted to perform on the stage. Her father, who also lived and worked on the boat, refused her wishes and a fight ensued. Annie, as she liked to be called, stormed off the boat, and the next time she was seen again was the next morning as a corpse floating in the water.
Okay, I'll just explain this real quick because we weren't recording while this was happening, but so we were talking to Annie, that spirit that's usually up here, and I started feeling a little sensation around my ears, like it was being played with, and then the back of my neck a little bit. And so
Shauna then said, well, why don't you go ahead and blow in his ear? And all of a sudden I felt this like little puff of air into my ear. And so it's been kind of interesting. We tried it with the other ear, felt a little puff of air again. Shauna's trying to get Annie to give me a wet willy, but that hasn't happened yet. But so far, yeah, there's been some interesting sensations around the ears, in the ears, back of the neck. Almost kind of like a cobwebby thing around my face, and then there was a real like strong brush to the cheek. May have been a kiss to the cheek, we don't know, but it was a real strong something to the cheek. Tried to get her to dance. We did a whole, me being a terrible dancer sort of thing. But Annie likes to dance. Or you can touch my ear again, something. That's fine.
From what I hear, Annie, you're tall enough, you could probably reach up and blow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice suggestion, she did.
Annie, can you do that again?
Go ahead, do that again. That was interesting.
Here, I'll turn my head. I won't watch. I'll give you guys your moment. Go ahead and blow his ear.
There it was. The greatest tragedy the Goldenrod Showboat now faces is that it will be closing its doors forever. A National Historic Landmark, an American icon dismantled for scrap. But let us remember that for over 100 years, the Goldenrod filled the Mississippi with life and laughter, providing those along the river with authentic ragtime and melodrama. It is unknown what will happen to the spirits that currently reside there, Captain Minke, Annie, Madge, and an unknown child. But they will not soon be forgotten as the sun sets on the Goldenrod Showboat and the moon rises. Rage against the silence of the night.